Okay, so today we're going to continue our conversation about nonfiction text. And you're just going to add on to your notes that you started on Monday. We're going to add in two sections today, one about main idea and the other one on text features. So, main idea is the primary point, it's whatever the author wants to make um, in the text. So, whatever their main point is that they want to make. For example, Cassie rolled over in her bed and she felt the sunlight hit her face. The beams were warming to the back of her neck when she slowly realized it was Thursday. She felt a little too good for a Thursday. Struggling to open her eyes, she looked up at the clock. 9:48, she shouted, "Holy cow!" Cassie jumped out of bed, threw on the first outfit that she grabbed, brushed her teeth in 2 swipes, threw her books in her backpack, and then ran out the door. So, what is the main idea? And what are the supporting details that lead to that? Okay, so the main idea, the passage is basically that Cassie woke up late for school. And then if we look at some of those supporting details, um, we can look that she felt a little too good for a Thursday. She looked at the clock, it was 9:48. She shouted, "Holy cow." She jumped out of bed, threw on the first outfit, quickly brushed her teeth, threw her books into her backpack, and ran out the door. All of those supporting details help to prove that the main idea is that Cassie woke up late for school. When we're looking at text features are the visuals and the print that authors have in books and other texts to help you understand the information better. It's things that they might be used to put emphasis on something. It might be to give you a further explanation. It might be to give you a visual of something. We're going to look at some of these text features. Okay, so some of these nonfiction text features, when it comes up here, sorry about that. Okay, captions is the first one. Those are when they have the words like underneath a picture, maybe in a magazine or in a newspaper, and it gives more information about what is happening in the picture. Comparisons. This helps the reader picture things in your head, especially if it's something that you're not familiar with. So the shark is as big as a school bus. Okay, that gives you a pretty good visual of how large the shark is. Okay, or sometimes they'll say, like, it was 3 football fields long. Okay, just to give you an idea, comparing one thing to another to help you get a better idea. Glossaries, those are towards the back of the book. They're kind of like a dictionary. It helps you define some of the words that are in the text. Okay, graphics, those can be a lot of things. Those could be charts, they could be graphs or cutaways, and that helps you get a better idea of what the author is saying. So if they're talking about maybe causes for flooding, they might show you a graphic that shows that because of global warming, the land doesn't hold as much water and the oceans evaporate. And so then it puts all of this um, extra moisture into the atmosphere. And so when it does rain, there's more potential for rainfall. Okay, so maybe they would show a picture of that or a picture of the water cycle to try to give you a further idea or a picture in your head of what's going on. Illustrations and photos are kind of similar. That helps you see exactly what something looks like. Okay, so maybe if they're talking about the Grand Tetons, then maybe they would show you a picture of what those look like. Or maybe if there was in California earlier this year, they had all of those wildfires. Maybe they would show you maybe some of the land that had burned up to give you an idea of what was going on. The index, those are, a glossary is words, an index is ideas. It's an alphabetized list, and it tells you what page that the idea is on. Okay, so if you were in a science text or something, and if you wanted to know where they were talking about friction, it would tell you that it's on page 15. Labels, those help you identify parts of something. So for example, maybe you were looking at parts of a motor. Then they might have labels on all of those smaller pieces of that. Maps, those are pretty cut and dry. That helps you know where something's at in the world. Special print, those can be things like sometimes they'll be in bold, sometimes they'll be italicized or underlined. It helps you know that something is important whenever you see that special print. Subtitles, those are, you have like your main heading, and then it'll get broken down to tell you what the section is about. So maybe, for example, the heading is Nebraska. And then maybe a special subtitle might be economy or largest cities or something like that. Okay, so it kind of breaks down the main idea even more. Table of contents, that helps you figure out where the key topics are in the book in the order that they're presented. Okay, this is going to be in the front. The glossary is in the back, and that's like a dictionary. Table of contents just tells you where things are at in the book. So for example, yesterday we looked at that Reality Central book. It had Unit 1, and then it had different stories that you could choose in Unit 1. So all of these text features help organize information in the book so that you know what's important when you're reading and to help you get a better picture of what's going on. Okay, so you'll want to look over these different text features and be able to identify them on Friday. Okay. The next thing that you're going to want to do is in Classroom, there are 4 different options. One's about ancient Egypt, another one's about World War II, another one's about music, another one's about sharks. Okay. You can pick any one that you want. Just pick one that sounds interesting to you. And then you're going to use this graphic organizer to look at some of those text features. Okay, so you're going to be looking at the main idea, some supporting details, looking at the graphics, and choose 4 to complete the chart. Okay, and so you're going to complete this page by using the stories here. So all of these, I'll just open up one of them just so you can kind of see that all of these have some different text features. Lots of different text features. Okay, got your table of contents here. Okay, it's got lots of pictures, lots of captions, all of those things. Okay, so you're going to use that to answer the questions on your graphic organizer.